This is my saga. You wake to the wind, a blade carving through any shelter, slicing clean between the furs you call a blanket. You huddle deeper into the scant warmth of your family, listening to the sounds of your longhouse as others stir around you. The dawn is not a gentle light, but a grudging visitor, lingering on the edge of the world before disappearing again. Soon, the smoke will curl low across the rafters, coiling closer than comfort, seeping into your clothes, stinging your eyes. Outside, the crunch of snow underfoot echoes your heartbeat. Dawn breaks slowly in this place where the cold seeps into everything, even the heart of day. Your first breath of the day burns your throat. It's the same air you've breathed since birth, yet it never loses its sharpness here on the edge of the known world, where the cold reigns eternal and the land takes as much as it gives. Your world is small, your longhouse is small. Your life is small, measured in the hours it takes to chop firewood, haul water from the frozen stream, mend torn fishing nets, prepare next year's fields for planting, nurse a sick child back to health, beg the earth for sustenance. There is little time for dreams, less for heroes. The sagas speak of mighty deeds and boundless riches, of raids that echo in history. But your life is measured in spoonfuls of watery soup, in the number of layers between you and the biting wind. In the flickering glow of the hearth, you see your reflection, pale and slight. In the sagas, the Vikings are giants, figures that fill a boat with gold and treasure and sail home laughing. You struggle to keep the fire going, and sometimes even that small victory feels hard won. The land is harsh, the winter's longer, the summer's colder than any other place. It's a life of quiet desperation. The invaders came with fire and fury, bringing only death to all who lived here. They stole children and livestock, burned crops and homes, and left nothing but ashes and silence. They brought sickness that cut down men, women, and children alike. They took whatever they wanted, leaving only the memory of their cruelty. Days turned to weeks, weeks to years. Seasons turn, but the cold never truly leaves. You have watched friends and neighbors die, fall to the cold or the dark or sickness. The survivors are ghosts of their former selves, hollowed out by the ceaseless struggle for a bite of food. A drop of warm water, a stitch to keep out the cold. The wind whistles through the cracks in the houses, carrying tales of a world beyond this frozen wasteland. It sings of rolling hills and fields heavy with grain, of orchards laden with fruit, of fish so plentiful the fishermen can't haul them in fast enough. It speaks of lands where roofs are thick and beds are soft and hearth fires burn brightly. Here, the wind is a liar. It taunts you with whispers of a better life and laughs as it freezes your tears on your cheeks. You live to work and work to survive. Your hands are rough, your nails broken. You are strong in ways that hurt. In the old tales, the Vikings were mighty warriors, fearless raiders who sailed to distant shores in search of gold and glory. For many, that was true. They traded, they explored, they grew rich. But now, when you leave your longhouse, you head into the forest, hacking at frozen trees with an axe as sharp as your will to live. Every swing chips away at your hope. The lumber is heavy, the progress slow. Even when the axes ring true and the trees crash to the ground, the forest remains silent and uncaring. It doesn't matter how much wood you cut or how full the pile grows. It will never be enough. The cold is patient and relentless. It seeps into every crack, seeps into your bones. It curls up inside you, waiting to steal your strength, your will to live. Some days you hunt, stalking silently through knee-deep snow. The prey is skittish, aware of the threat it faces. Hunger is a gnawing beast that follows close behind you, and when you return home with nothing, it growls louder. The price of failure is steep. It means another day of hunger, another night of gnawing fear. Failure is not an option, not when your own life and the lives of those you love depend on your success. But outside, the world is harsh, unforgiving. The snow muffles the sound of your footsteps and hides the tracks of your prey. The wind chills you to the bone, making your fingers stiff and clumsy. When you find a deer, a rabbit, a fox, and raise your bow, your hands shake, not from cold, but from fear. Will your arrow find its mark? Will the animal run, giving you more time to chase and bleed? Will it lead you to places you don't dare go alone? It's a gamble, and most days the odds are stacked against you. You are a woman with few prospects. Marriages are rare these days. Men fear having mouths to feed that might not be fed. The ones that do wed want to secure their bloodline, make sure someone will carry on their name. That means you must be judged solely on your worth as a producer, a provider. Can you spin flax? Can you tend sheep? Can you bear children, healthy children who will grow to adulthood? You can. You have proved yourself 1,000 times over, yet still there are doubts. You are older now. Time is slipping away. Soon there will be no one left to ask for your hand. Soon you will be nothing but unwanted. You have seen it happen to others, the scorn, the pity, the thinly veiled contempt. You are too useful to be without a purpose, but too old to attract the attention of a man who wants more than the help you can offer. Here, the men come looking for workers, not partners. When the sun dips below the frost-kissed horizon, the shadows grow long and cold. You hurry to gather firewood before the snow falls too deep. The nights are long, and the cold seeps into the marrow of your bones. Indoors, you huddle around the sputtering fire, listening to the wind scream its lonely song outside. Each gust rattles the walls of your longhouse, making it feel more like a tomb than a home. The fire casts dancing shadows on the wall, turning familiar faces into monstrous shapes. Fear clings to you like a shroud, whispering tales of the cold that bites deep and the dark that swallows whole. Being a Viking sucked, not in the way the stories tell it, all glory and excitement and treasure, but in the way your bones ache from the cold. Your stomach knots from hunger, and every day feels like a wager with death that you're not sure you'll win. The sagas might speak of glory, but most of that glory was paid for with suffering, loss, and endless work just to see another sunrise. Out here, the real battle was never fought with an axe in your hand, but it was fought in the dark months in the fields, on the freezing shore, and inside your own mind when the nights grew too long. And yet they endured. They kept fighting, not because they dreamed of Valhalla, but because they had no choice. That is what makes their story worth remembering. If you can feel the weight of their struggle, if you can almost taste the smoke in the longhouse and feel the frost bite your skin, then help me keep telling these stories. If you want to see more, like this video so more people can see the truth behind the myths. And subscribe so you never miss another journey into history's tortured past. The Vikings fought to survive their world. Click that button, and together we'll make sure their world isn't forgotten. The sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of blood orange and bruised purple. Another day ends in a symphony of crickets and the distant crash of waves. A lone figure sits perched on a weathered rock overlooking the vast expanse of the sea. His name is Bjorn, which means bear. And tonight, much like the approaching winter, he feels as though he's been through the ringer. Today's fishing yielded little more than a meager catch, barely enough to sustain his family through the week. The memory of gnawing hunger is a bitter pill that time has failed to make less harsh. As a boy, he listened wide-eyed to the sagas of his forefathers, tales of courage and daring do, of battles won and lands explored. He dreamed of being a hero of the North, a legend whispered around fires, a saga to be sung. But life, as it often does, had other plans. Now, staring into the infinite expanse of the night sky, he feels a profound disconnection from those ancient tales. Where are the glorious adventures? The heroism of his bloodline seems diminished, almost a mockery in the face of their daily struggles. Tonight, the familiar ache of emptiness echoes within him, a hollow reminder of their precarious existence. His calloused fingers tighten around the hilt of his axe. It's more than a tool. It's a lifeline, a promise, a shield against the encroaching darkness. In this unforgiving world, hope is a luxury, a fragile flame that flickers in the relentless winds of despair. But hope is all they have.